Hey guys, video number 4 from Andy Flint. I'm on a bit of a roll here, so I might as well keep on going. I wanted to base this video around my 4-week experience of when I first got on the product. Um, Before I took it, I've told you guys before, I got the product from Keegan Smith. He told me some great things about it. I then started doing some reading. Um, and I waited for my product to get here. I actually quite excited about it from all the great things I'd heard, and started taking the product. Now, before I started taking the product, I did actually start to control my eating. I was back in a very intense exercise program. Keegan had actually asked me if I would look after Sonny Bill Williams and do some training with him in between the period of him getting ready to play again. In that period, very, very lucky to meet a guy called Joseph Coyne, who came over to do some of the rehabilitation with Sonny as well. So in my first week of that, I was training with Sonny. I was doing all the same reps and weights and everything that Sonny was doing, and I was flagging, as anyone would. He's an absolute machine and a great athlete. And I'd just been, I'd come off about 6 month block of powerlifting, so I wasn't used to the high amounts of repetitions. I wasn't used to the low amount of rest time, and I was struggling. I took Keto OS on my second week, and straight away noticed a great benefit in terms of energy and being able to kind of give more to my training sessions and even my coaching, actually, because obviously I was there to not only train with Sonny, but make sure we keep an eye on his movement and make sure his movement was really, really good and the best it could be. So that's the first thing I noticed about Keto OS, was how much energy it gave me during training. Within that first 5 weeks of training, so the week prior to taking the Keto OS and then 4 weeks after, I lost 8 kilograms. Again, in my own head, I was quite skeptical. Well, I tidied up my diet. I was regularly training four to five times a week, sometimes 2 to 3 hours a session. So I was dropping body fat, obviously, gaining muscle, gaining size, and so I was like, "Oh, is it the product, or is it just is this just a case of me eating well and exercising to a very high standard?" So I was still questioning the product. Within this period of time, I gave the product to many people. Got lots of 5-day trials out there, lots of 10-day trials out there. Some people bought a 30-day box, and two people really kind of sold this product to me from their personal experiences. One was a guy who had diabetes to a very high level. His blood sugar levels were at 21, which is very, very high. He used to get up 4 times in the night to go to the toilet, as diabetics do. He was quite overweight due to the amount of sugars that he was eating. So had some other health conditions from that aspect as well. So it was actually amazing. Like 2 days after he took the product, he came in and said, "Mate, I had the best sleep last night. I only got up twice to go to the toilet, in comparison to my normal 4 times." I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." That kind of gave me kind of goose pimples. Like, wow, after 2 days, that's crazy. 2 days later, he came back and turned around, without the profanities, pretty much just said, "Mate, I had to check that I hadn't wet my pants last night, because it was the first time in years that I'd had a full night's sleep. I didn't get up once." And this was just after 4 weeks of being on the product. That same guy had his blood taken before the product and 2 weeks later, and his blood sugar levels dropped from 21 down to 8, which was just crazy. There was other factors in that where the product did help him kind of clean his diet up. It stopped him from having sugar cravings, reduced his appetite as well. But the product done that. So that was, for me, that filled me full of goose pimples. And I was just like, "This stuff's amazing. It's like miracle powder." And Seth was training. He was doing lots of great exercise at the same time as well, and dropped to short, like pretty much had by the end of it was about 2 weeks of training, he was having to pull his shorts up from the amount of weight that he'd lost. Sorry, fat that he'd lost. He hadn't actually lost much weight at all. He lost 2 or 3 kilos, but his shorts were falling down pretty much. So that really turned my head with the power of what the product could do. The other person is outside of the weight loss side of things. It was my best friend's wife who had a very rare autoimmune disease, which means, in a nutshell, she really struggles to get nutrition from food, to absorb nutrients. When I was telling her husband about it, I could see her rolling her eyes, very skeptical, and it was only because I gave her, I think it was 3 or 4 sachets out of my gym bag that I had on me at the time. She tried it the next day. I was around the next day, and she had a big smile on her face and said, "I don't know whether it's because you've told me all these things that this product can do, and whether our mind's playing tricks on me, but I feel great. My energy is through the roof." And even I was like, "Really? That's amazing!" Like, because I didn't think she'd turn around so quickly. It hit her on day one, like almost within an hour. So I followed up with this lady, and I actually got a text from her in response to my text to see how she was getting on with the product after 4 days. And she said, "Well, you have converted the biggest skeptic. It's completely changed my quality of life. I feel like I've got so much more energy, and I'm better around the kids. I'm better at work. I just feel amazing." So for me to be able to change those 2 people's lives that are actually really close to me, that really made me enthusiastic and passionate about the product. And it was from that point on that I knew that I'd be doing good to anyone that tried this product, by sharing it and trying to get as many people to try it as possible and change their lives. So that, in a nutshell, is my story about why I continued on with this product. I saw it from a personal perspective affect me and help me. But more importantly, it was changing people's lives who are close to me. And I want to continue doing that. So that's why I'm still involved.